Nobody knows who Brent McAthey is in Mazatlan, but I go by Brenster now. So
Brenster,
and it's called Brenster's Beach Bash.
Brent McAthey is a 2-time Alberta Country Artist of the Year award winner. He's toured across Europe and North America, and now he calls Mazatlan, Mexico, his home. I had the opportunity to go to your beach bash, and I didn't know what to expect, and it was amazing. I was thinking, okay, what's this going to be like a university frat party or
It's senior spring break. And how it started, most of the people there are snowbirds, so they're 55 plus. They're spending the winters there, they're holidaying, and I just love that crowd of people. They're just so responsive, and I have about 150 of them that never miss a Tuesday. They're there every single Tuesday, and they have their spots reserved. But it's just grown every year, and last year we set a new one-day attendance record at 450 people. And
holy smokes.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So
right, and so you set up on the beach.
Yeah.
In the middle of the afternoon.
Yes.
So tell me how that whole setup works.
Well, how it all started was I'd always just had this vision of this beach party during the day, and I was talking with a friend of mine, and I was telling him about my concept, and he said, "Buddy, you can do this. I know that you have this vision, and if it's something that you really want, you can do it." So I had to find the right place. Actually, the first place I found, it was perfect, and then things changed, the owners changed, and so there's a little place there called Diego's, and there was really nothing there. It was they just opened, it was a little bar, and the manager and I became friends, and he'd never even seen me play. He knew that I sang, but so one day he said, "Well, why don't you do that show here?" And I said, "Well, to be honest," Miguel was his name, I have this vision of it growing to get to a point where there's 300 people here or something. And he says, we get 300 people here, we'll make it work. And so we did. It just kind of grew and grew and grew, and every year it grows about 10-15%. So
right, and so you've celebrated 10 years.
Yes.
And you had your 50,000th customer.
Yeah, last year we celebrated that. And we only do the show, it's every Tuesday from 2 to 6, so it's just once a week, and they say supply and demand, so that's I just wanted it one day a week. And of course the older people love that it's over at 6 o'clock, and they can go home and early, and they don't have to stay up late. So
and so what's your biggest challenge in putting the show on?
Well, the biggest challenge was finding the right people to first of all do the sound and the staging. I got a great, they're called KW Sound. They're partners with me now in my production company. But just having guys that can show up and, deal with all the different things that may or may not go wrong, and a PA that's big enough to push that air.
Right, because you're literally on the beach.
Yeah.
Like you've got all the water behind you.
Yeah.
And then
for sure.
And then 300 people in the audience.
Well, and now they're on the beach and on the backside of the stage and everything too. So each one of those stumbling blocks, you learn a way to get around it and keep building.
So tell me how important is the merchandise to supporting what you're developing?
Yeah, I think it's a huge part of it. I've got a little thing there, Brenster's gift shop, and we sell so much stuff there. And nothing feels better than to look down the street and see somebody wearing a Brenster's Beach Bash shirt, and of course then people say, "Oh, well, what's that?" And then they tell them, and it just carries on like that. So spending the money on marketing and advertising with merch like that is really key, And then those people are coming back to Canada, United States, and wearing that stuff. People ask them about them. they tell them, if you go to Mazatlan, you got to go to the Beach Bash. So,
Yeah, and I know you guys just did a video and you have a new theme song.
yes, I wrote, for the 10-year anniversary, it was coming up. I thought, I got to do something special here. And so I sat down one day and I wrote this song called I Live for Tuesdays, and we ended up doing a video for it and showing how much fun it is. So
Yeah.
it's been great. The thing that I'm most proud of the Beach Bash is how many people have come there and made friends with so many other people, and they're lifelong friends, you know. They're all retired, and they all say, we have way more friends here than we do back in Canada or the United States. And it's just so many people look forward to coming there on Tuesday and having a good time.
Do you have any advice, for artists starting out? I mean...
Well, I think it's not just about music too. I think so many people, first you have to have a dream. You have to have something that inspires you, that you like. And then once you have that dream, then you need to figure out with the stumbling blocks how to overcome all those things and make your dreams come to fruition. So, for me, I spend a lot of time in my hammock thinking about how I'm going to go about doing things. And again, I come back to find surrounding yourself with great people, because you're only as good as the people that you surround yourself with. So whether that's musicians or management or, working with a venue that understands your vision so that you're working together instead of against each other. I think that's the biggest thing.
So you're saying you have the vision, but you can't do it by yourself.
Well, exactly. And, I can get up there and play, but it's all those other things that come together that make it happen.
Well, when we were down there, the wait staff, you do this thing in your show where you get all the wait staff
Right.
up on stage.
Yeah.
And it's little things like that I was only able to go to one of your
Yeah.
beach bashes, but I just felt so involved.
Yeah.
And it was like, I wanted to go back.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why you've been able to build such a great client base.
Yeah.
Because you create an experience.
Exactly, and that experience is, I've had so many people now, and more every year. We're planning our trip around the Beach Bash, so now we get there on Monday and we leave Wednesday so we can get 2 beach bashes in, and so, that feels pretty good to know that that experience, that party is bringing people from all over North America there, and it's the highlight of that was the greatest day we had there, so, nothing feels better than that.
Best Tuesdays ever.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
taking the time out of your schedule.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll invite us back down.
I sure will.
I can't eat, I can't sleep, can't even feel my own 2 feet. What's going on?